Hi, ex-witnesses. We're doing our last video of the day, and this is going to be a continuation of my little series called What's the Worst Thing an Elder Ever Said to You? Because they didn't say mean things. They're lovely, okay? Pricks. Honestly, dear me. One elder who really hated our entire family asked our parents to come over to have a chat. You have to come to him? Oh, I think that's cheeky. So we sat at the table, him, my parents, my sister, and I, and he started saying that we, my sister and I, had a really bad attitude and that we would die at Armageddon and not go to paradise. We were like 16 and 17 and we just wanted to dress the way we wanted and wear our red lipstick. He came by himself, so this was a personal matter for him, obviously, and he's a total ass. He's now disfellowshipped. Good riddance. Oh, what a douche nozzle. Dear me. Okay, here's another two pioneer sisters who rented the flat off a elder who was a little bit too keen to check on how the showers were. Sickos. Okay. After I was divorced, a brother whose daughter was at my wedding told me she couldn't hang around with me because I was bad association. I had studied with her and she was younger than me. A few years later, he was having trouble with her and asked my advice. I said, why ask me? I don't have children and I'm a bad associate. I love it. Okay. Dear me. That's so horrible, isn't it? Here's a lady who said she was told it's not your place as a pioneer sister to speak about that little boy who was molested. Of course it's not. You don't have any responsibility to other human beings on earth. Not at all. I sat through a local news article warning people of the dangers of adopting a metrosexual, style of dress. Ooh, totally directed at me. Why not give a talk acknowledging the need to be accepting of homosexuals struggling to remain celibate? Excellent point. Excellent point. Lots of them did not know it at the time, though. I had an elder call me over a watchtower meeting. After a watchtower meeting one Sunday and say, "Where was your comment?" I forgot what I said. Then he said, "Let me see your watchtower." I gave it to him, and then he gave me some crap about how commenting makes Jehovah feel happy. Then he said, "How do you think this makes Jehovah feel when you don't comment?" I said, "He feels bad and it makes him sad." He said, "Yes, it does. Very good." And then he told me, "Now, Todd, try at least one time during each meeting, even if you only read a scripture. This shows the brothers you're serious." He never did look at my watchtower, but thank God it looked like a rainbow that day. Then another time an elder scolded me for being late to a Thursday meeting. I told him my sister was late getting home from work and I had to feed my 10-year-old nephew. He did not care. All he cared about was me getting to the meeting on time. Get me to the meeting on time. Ugh, this is the same idiot who told a friend of mine that he was worried that I could not make my own decisions. My friend said, my name, "Todd is fine. He has a job and makes his own money." The elder thought I was slow or something. I was mentally slow because I was in this cult. Absolutely. An elder I knew from when I was a small boy said to me after I was married and had two girls, "I remember your family. They always drove junky cars because they couldn't afford anything nice." Oh, bless me. And yes, there's somebody who says you can't win. Ugh. If you drove a fancy car, you'd be too materialistic. Exactly. Unless you were giving a lot of money to the society, in which case it would just be brushed aside. Okay. I was asked for a full and I don't know what that is, in North Carolina. I was trying to get reinstated. Okay. He wanted to know how many hats I had hanging in my closet. So said that makes no sense. What do you mean? So he said, "How many boots are under your bed?" I was shocked. He had just called me a whore. My elder in Tennessee was so upset he wanted me to move back to Tennessee, but I couldn't. He said he had no right to even want to see my social security number. That's what he wanted. And the way he treated me was uncalled for. So the old elder came to my apartment with another unexpected, not even a phone call, and told me he has been an elder for about 40 years. If I have said anything wrong, I'm sorry. Do you accept my apology? I was crying and told him, "You have no idea what you're doing." He came just to save face. He only cared about himself. Absolutely. Ugh. I was appalled at the treatment we all endured in this Christian society. Even the word society sounds cultish. Yes, indeed it does, doesn't it? Ugh. Horrid people. Now, what else are we at? Okay, when the elders called my husband aside to the back room after we cuddled during a prayer and told him it was setting a bad example for the young people and not to do it again. Same man had his wife buried and a week later, I kid you not, was courting a widow. Why I asked, he replied he missed the intimacy. I was told I should not have facial hair. We've all been told that one. Yes, we have. that if we looked in the literature, no brother has facial hair. And I was planning to go to the country to visit my grandmother and didn't shave for a week, and was approached by an elder and said, how dare I come to a meeting looking like that? And that it would be giving a bad example, even in a country where facial hair, and would be a bad example to my grandmother. Oh, you douchebags. When I was a pioneer, I asked a retired elder if he could pioneer with me, and he went apeshit. Said that pioneers only focused on quantity of hours and not quality, that I should be ashamed for asking him like I was a bad guy. When all the elders were constantly telling me that college was bad, the end was near, Armageddon was immediate, it was imminent, and it isn't, exactly. My elder father, after I was disfellowshipped, came over to my apartment and said, finger waving, it's too bad you won't be with me in paradise. Jehovah is going to kill you. Furthermore, he's going to make sure I never remember that you ever existed. Tell me that's not a cult, people. That's your dad said that. Ugh, that is so creepy. A Jehovah's Witness homosexual who doesn't realise he is homosexual because he is married to a Jehovah's Witness who acted like a lesbian. Oh my God, that struck me so hard. I have not laughed like that over such sadness in a while. That is so sad. Dear me. I was talking to an elder in his 60s. Mind you, I was only about 17 or 18 at the time, and I commented on the fact that one of our pioneer sisters was going to be married, and he said, wow, pretty soon there aren't going to be any virgins left in our hall. Oh, there was a grungy old elder at our hall. You couldn't really put your finger on it, but could just feel there was something nasty about him. He was married to a lovely sister who suddenly died. Within a few months, he was engaged to a new sister at our hall, who was at least 25 years his junior, and who had 2 teenagers and a severely disabled 12-year-old, who had confided to several sisters she trusted that being celibate was driving her crazy. Poor sister. We all knew why she was agreeing to marry that horny bastard. Ugh. Yuck. After explaining to the committee how I had been sexually abused and answering most of their questions that left me feeling abused all over again, one had another question for me. He asked me if I had enjoyed it. Isn't that lovely? I was 12. I would punch your face in. Somebody tell, if he lived near me, I will go and punch him now. That son of a bitch. That dirty son of a bitch. An elderette who conducted a Bible study told me on 2 different occasions that Jehovah's Spirit had left the room because of my attitude, not being forgiven, not being submissive, challenging. Oh, dear me. Disgusting. After having major back surgery and missing 6 weeks of meetings, the presiding overseer said from the platform while looking straight at me, some people will miss a number of meetings because of a little back pain. It was all I could do to shuffle my feet to even move, much less walk. And that was with a walker and someone helping. This is the thing. If you're not at the meetings, you're nothing. Okay? My wife had only been baptised about 8 months when we got married. Well, she started wanting to go out to clubs, dancing and have some fun. Well, good JWs can't do that. After 3 years, they want to enjoy life. After 3 years, they want to enjoy life was stronger than anything else, and she left. A few years later, she married a real bad apple. To make this short, he shot and killed her 3rd husband. Well, after DC, at the district convention after that happened, I ran into 2 elders from the congregations where we had lived. One of them said, that wife of yours sure got what she deserved. Yes, brother. The other one was shaking his head in agreement. I wanted to hit them so badly. Nobody deserved what that poor girl went through. Nobody. Will love her with my dying breath. So sorry, man. Horrible. There's the last comment. I've been out 25 years, but I still get mad at myself for not standing up for myself during those days. Don't we all get mad at ourselves because we didn't have the guts to stand up for ourselves? Well, we do now. So let's keep standing up for ourselves, guys. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you're having a good day. I certainly am. Thank you very much for watching. Bye-bye.